Hey everyone, Tim Schofield here, and it has been over a year since I've done a Q&A video, which is way too long. I would like to do more of them. So what I did was I asked you guys on social media, YouTube, to submit some questions that might be featured in this video, and I'm going to go ahead and pick some of them and answer them right now. Let's get started. So there was a great mix of not only tech-related questions, but also personal questions as well, so you might learn something about me that you might not have known before. So to start, we'll start with a couple personal ones. So Bob Cook wants to know, what is your most gratifying accomplishment thus far? And overall, I am extremely proud of the YouTube channel we have, the community we've built, all the social channels, but I think overall my most gratifying accomplishment was when I graduated college, just because it was so many years of going to school leading up to that moment, and it was very gratifying to finally be done with studying, taking tests. So I think overall, I did get a bachelor's degree in business management, if you are curious. That was probably my most gratifying. Next up, we have Sahil, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, wants to know, how tall are you? And I am 6 foot 2 inches. Now this next question was probably my favorite one, a really interesting question from Jackson. He wants to know, if I was born 100 years ago, what do I think I would be doing? And I'm going to take this question as meaning if I was a 25-year-old 100 years ago, being in 1918, and I can tell you right away, I'm not going to be making YouTube videos in 1918. So overall, if I was a 25-year-old in 1918, I would say I would probably do something related to politics or the law. There was tons of political reform going on around that time, and I think I would want to kind of step up and take charge and make sure the country was moving in the right direction. So I think overall, that's probably something I would have gotten into back then. Do a couple of tech questions, and Ed wants to know, what editing software did I use when I first started out? And this is a big question I get often. I used Cyberlink Power Director when I first started out, and funny enough, I still use that today. I use it on my desktop right here. However, I also have started using, I got a MacBook Pro, I use Final Cut on that as well. So I do switch off between using Cyberlink Power Director and Final Cut. This next question is perfect. Roshan wants to know, if I had to pick one phone to use for 1 week for a vacation, what would it be and why? And I'm going to kind of edit this question for a little bit and make it 10 days instead of 1 week, because I am just about to leave for Thailand. I'm going there for 10 days, leaving today actually. I'll be in Thailand by the time you see this video because I have to edit it, upload it, all that good stuff. So stay tuned for that, and be sure to follow me on Instagram. I'm going to post tons of pictures from my trip. So make sure you go ahead and follow me there. I'll link to it down below. But to answer the question, which phone am I going to be using? And I'm going to go with the Google Pixel 2 XL, because when I go on vacation, I need a phone that A, has very good battery life, and B, has a great camera. Those are the two main components that I need when I go on vacation. I'm always out and about, so I'm not going to be anywhere near an outlet to charge my phone. And I'm sure I'll be taking lots of sunlit pictures, so I'm going to be using that HDR mode, that post-processing that Google has perfected on the Pixel 2. And I know a lot of people like to call this black and white Pixel 2 XL the Panda Edition, but I actually kind of like to call it the Penguin Edition because of that inclusion of the orange power button. Makes it look like a penguin's beak. Next up, Josh wants to know, do I believe the ecosystem that Apple provides, for example, Handoff, is a selling point for their devices and something that Google needs to heavily invest and develop for Android? Very short answer, yes. Google really needs to look into some sort of solution to this. Being able to use your iPhone and then quickly go over to your MacBook, pick up where you left off, really just answer text messages through iMessage. And I think that's the big thing. Google really needs to focus on an iMessage competitor. That is the main thing Google should be investing in. Photogenic wants to know, coffee or tea? There's coffee in here. So next we have Tossif. He says, we want to see a gaming video on your YouTube channel, please. And you probably won't see any gaming videos on my YouTube channel anytime soon. But if you do want to see gaming videos, just check out my Twitch channel. I did just start it, been live streaming for about over a month now. And we've grown. We're almost at 400 followers. We got a great community. So be sure to check out my Twitch. I'll link to it below. And give it a follow. Bruno wants to know, football or soccer? I know that you like soccer, but where did the QB King come from? And I think I've answered that question in every Q&A video, just because tons of people don't know. My QB King 77 is the handle I've used on all my social accounts. YouTube.com/QBKing77 is my URL for my channel. And that was something I created when I was just a kid. I was, I think, 13 years old and needed to come up with an EA Sports account to play Madden football online. And I was like, oh, I'll do something football related. How about QB King? So I made that account, and then that was taken, so I had to add 77 at the end. And that's where it came from. Use that throughout all my social accounts and even YouTube. And then things just started growing. People started to search for QB King, and just from there, just kind of stuck with it. So that's where QB King came from. And to answer your question, I think overall it's a really close race between watching soccer and watching football. Overall, I prefer to watch soccer simply because there's less commercials and less breaks. TK Bay is wondering, will I do more collaborations this year? And my goal this year is to do more collaborations. So yes, I really want to try and do more, whether it be a smaller YouTube channel or a larger one. It really doesn't matter to me as long as they're a cool person to hang out with and fun to make a video with. I really don't care what size channel they really have. But yes, I want to do more collaborations. Jerry is wondering, besides the Huawei Watch 2, as you guys know, I did just run a half marathon with that watch. What other smartwatches do I like, if any? I actually do like the new Samsung Gear smartwatch. And because they also pair well with the Gear Icon X headphones that Samsung has. Expect a video on that watch coming up. And the final question will end on a personal note. Brandon wants to know, what are some of the hobbies, things I enjoy to do outside of my YouTube career for fun, and things I do with friends and family? It's a great question. I would say overall, some things I like to do, I love to play sports. Really doesn't matter. I just went on a ski trip. I love to play baseball, golf, football, you name it, bowling. I mean, just any sport in particular. I love to play sports. And of course, going to Thailand, I love to travel. That is just another big part of my life. Just spending time with family and friends, just hanging out, whether we're just sitting on the couch chatting, anything like that. Just love to surround myself with people that are fun to be around. And I also do like to work out. I'm not a huge runner. I did train for that half marathon, and running it was fun. However, I do just prefer to lift weights over running. So overall, that's it. That would be my Q&A. More to come soon, so be sure to follow me on social media so you can get those questions in. And of course, as always, be sure to click that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching.